magical morning to everyone. So we'll do a quick reading. Cards are jumping out all over the place. From the basement. Down in my basement, this is where I do my day job. And I usually have better blocking, but this is where I do my day job. It's my assistant, Ernie. He's great. A little intense. But so this morning we will do a quick reading on Harry and Meghan. Let's see what's going on with Harry and Meghan. Everybody reads on them. My cards are everywhere. Love it when I drop my cards like that. It is bright and early. I'm still drinking my, it's just a phase coffee. I love this. I love this cup. Today's brew is toffee. Has a ton of sugar in it. Has a ton of cream in it. It's so good. Usually only drink those on the weekends. But today is my first day back to work after a 4-day weekend. Felt like it was necessary. This is like a mini Rider-Waite deck. And I don't know what the deal is, but they like to jump out of my hand. I love the back. That's just regular mini Rider-Waite. So let's see. Let's focus on Harry this morning. Let's see how Harry is doing. And then we can go and we can do Meghan. So, a lot of reverses here. So, over the whole situation. Oh, and with this setup, I can't do the flip around. I can't do the perspective for you. So I'll just hold him up. Overwhelming in the situation. He has his 8 of Swords. He's tied up. He doesn't know what to do, and he's not sure how to escape. You know, this card can be a lot of mental anguish, and you know, this is actually a little bit worse than a mental anguish when it's in reverse. Like he's really in like super decline. It is paralysis. I'm getting there's a lot of paralysis going on with this. And then we also have 2 of Swords in reverse, which is not making decisions, not, you know, I did a private reading last night, and the gal that I did it for, there was a lot of pruning going on in her life. There was pruning of relationships, pruning of things that serve her best, pruning of just streamlining. It's like a lot of streamlining. So this can be streamlining when it's upright, okay? When it's in reverse, it's not streamlining. It's just being stuck in the situation, kind of wallowing in it, and not making the decisions that serve you best, not moving forward, not progressing, not evolving, that sort of thing. Then we also have this Page of Cups in reverse. Now, pages are not necessarily children, but they are very childlike, and they, you know, sometimes it can be immaturity in reverse. It's a little bit of immaturity. Not rising to the occasion, not being an adult, not doing what you're supposed to do, not living in reality. So it's kind of a bummer that he has this in reverse. I lived in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is not a reality town at all. There's very little reality there, and you know, everybody is basically full of it, and everybody has like some bizarro backstory. You know, everyone's like, you know, so fabulous. Lot of posing going on there. You know, it just is what it is. It's a magical town if you have a ton of money and you have a ton of connections and you're doing all the right things, and you know, you're on top, which brings us to this card. this is in the center of the situation. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, Wheel of Fortune, when people get that, they automatically are like, oh, Wheel of Fortune, yay, it's great. Like, I'm fortunate right now. Wheel of Fortune's a reminder that things aren't always great. Sometimes you are being crushed under the wheel. Sometimes you're on top and you're riding high. But it's a reminder that the world is yours, but only some of the time. There's limits to what the universe will grant you. You can't have a charmed life all the time. As much as we would like it to be, you can't have a charmed life all the time. So, people have to understand there's good, there's bad, there's yin, there's yang. You have to kind of roll with it. The karmic lesson is how you react to when you are down, how you react when your life is not going as expected, as planned, or sometimes when you realize that things are not what they were supposed to be. They're not I always remember, I think it was Chris Rock who said, when you go on a date, you meet the representative. It's like the first 10 dates you get the representative. Sometimes people actually get married and they're stuck with the representative, and they find out like a year or two in that the representative is a big old phony. But that I think some scales are falling off. I think there's some revelations coming up. I think, the promises made were not promises kept. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands upright is fantastic. This is spark of creativity. This is new things happening. All the aces are always new beginnings. When it's in reverse, excuse me, it's kind of like a squib, like a wet firecracker. It's not going anywhere. Things are not happening. There's not this burst of excitement. There's not burst of good things coming. It's not an endless stream of creative information coming in. Need that coffee. Toffee coffee. As tiresome as that is, not having all this creativity and all this excitement and all these good things happening, end result. Bum, bum, bum. Now the swords are always your like mental intellect and thought process, communication, that sort of thing. This is communication shutdown. This is, I am cooked. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Anyone that's ever had a bad relationship with someone who is just argumentative for the sake of being argumentative, or contrary, Mr. Contrary, Mrs. Contrary, Ms. Contrary, going back and forth with them and dealing with it's exhausting and mentally exhausting. That can eventually have an effect on your body, and you can eventually start to break down. This is mental exhaustion. He's cooked. I don't think he was very well equipped for that anyway. I don't think he was prepared to go to battle with someone who is going to press him quite so hard for this, that, and the other thing. I think he believed her. So was he fed misrepresentations before he got married? And I do a lot of readings on Harry and Meghan. I haven't published many. Oh my God, my cards are jumping all over the place. Well, at least I got to throw my hair. So, was he misled by her? Was he misled by her? Was he misled by her? If you have opinions on this, just throw them in the comments. Yes, he was misled. But his efforts were noble. So, misled, the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is someone who promises and can't deliver. They're just not creative. They don't have creative spark. They don't have original ideas. Oh, my nose is itchy. I'm going to get into a fight. No creative juices going. They just lack, creativity. Some people are great writers. Some people are great artists. Like I always tell everyone, I'm a writer. I'm a fiction writer in my spare time, what little I have. My husband's an artist. My daughter's an artist. They're like a physical drawing artist. I could not draw to save my life. If someone held a gun to my head, the best I can do is like a stick figure. It's very sad. I can't draw at all. There's only a few things I can't do really well. Ride a bike and draw. I can't draw. If I was ever in a horrible situation, if I die and go to hell, it will be, you have to draw. I just can't do it. I'm not good at it. This would come up for me if I was like, hey, am I going to be like an amazing artist? This would be for me. And that's the thing with this gal. She's just not she wants to be, which is totally fine. Self-realization and understanding your limitations is great. This is somebody who's not understanding that. However, she can talk about it and she can convince people. She's very, very convincing. And this is a dangerous combination because this is somebody who writes checks that they can't cash. This is somebody who signs contracts that they can never come through on. This is somebody who just isn't really capable. You're good at something else. Do something else. Stop going down that road. But we'll take a look at that in just a second. So he definitely had his heart on his sleeve. He definitely was in the right place. He was in love, that's easy. He was dazzled and that's okay. Sometimes we all fall for that. It's easy to get dazzled sometimes, especially if you meet somebody who's very unlike the other people that are in your world, or they present like someone very different from your world. So, that's okay. That's okay. The plan was to move forward and do amazing things together. That was the plan. The plan did not come to fruition. And to be sure, she may have had good intentions. She may have been like, we can do this. We can do this together. Unfortunately, there just wasn't a lot of substance there. He loved her. He's not lighting the world on fire either. So that's unfortunate. It's like a one-trick pony kind of thing. But let's see what's going on with her. Do real quick because I don't want this video to be too long. Like I said, I have my day job to get to, my riveting day job. So, Meghan. What is she up to? Where is she at mentally? Okay, so overwhelming, dreams dashed. She is very sad that this did not take off the way she wanted it to. She really believed that they could be a tremendous success. She really believed that together they could be this amazing power couple, and they could be doing creative things, and they could be doing political things, and they could be speaking on this matter, and people would just be like, oh, this is so great and they're wonderful. Yeah, it didn't work out. Didn't really work that way. Unfortunately the delivery was very, very poor. The optics were very, very poor. And that's from some of my other readings. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy. Please don't fight with me. The optics were just very, very bad. Very contrary, very condescending. Instead of an everyman kind of presentation, which they wanted to be common people, they came from a position of authority and, it was kind of contrary to what they wanted to do. They wanted to, speak to the people and connect with the people and hug the people. And they came from this position of really, really, I hate to say tone deaf. Like tone deaf, I just think is such an overused term. But they came to the table with a very authoritarian, I shouldn't use that word either. Just very bossy and just not good, like you should listen to me and don't drive your SUV. Page of Wands in reverse. The ideas are there with this one. This one, when he's upright, he's a dreamer. He is, woohoo! Oh, I have this great idea. What if we did a sitcom about blah? Or what if I wrote a book about blah? This is chock full of ideas and unlimited by, reality and just trying to come up with something that's really, really amazing and get to work on it. When we go into the nights, then the nights go into work and they quest out on it. When he's in reverse, this is just, I don't have any ideas. I'm bankrupt. I got nothing. I got nothing to put forward. Like, how come nothing worked? It's also kind of spinning backward. Like, why didn't it work? Like analyzing why the things that they didn't take off, didn't generate more interest, didn't generate more likes and shares and subscribes, all that. So, that's really where we are with them. The Hierophant, she's tapping into more spiritual means. She's meditating on this. She's trying to figure it out. It's almost like it's too late. Like, how come I can't come up with something amazing? What do I need to do to come up with something amazing? I mean, one of the things my partners and I, we try and read to offer advice to people. So one of the things that I always felt like Meghan should have done, I felt like she should have tapped into that whole yoga thing, and she should have made that like the lifestyle thing. She should have said, everybody, let's do yoga. It's kind of a fix-all. That would have been great. She could have segued that into like her whole blog, the TIG, like she could have segued it into, meal planning, meal prepping. She could have had a meal prep company. There was a lot more that she could have done there in terms of lifestyle. She wanted to do lifestyle. She should have done lifestyle, but she should have done the lifestyle that she knew. And then married that to this whole royal thing. So royal yoga, like, wow, I like royal yoga, wear a crown, kind of like goat yoga, but you do it with a crown. I always felt that should have been the avenue that she went down when she got to the royal family before all of the drama started. I think Harry should have stuck to what he knew. I think he should have stayed in his lane. And he should have just been the fun party guy who's completely enamored with his wife. Like, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to prove anything. Stay part of the family. Do your events and, let your wife have this huge lifestyle thing. Now, I know they shut her blog down. I know that. But they did give her the option to keep acting at one point. So I think that they would have been open to this if it was, more of like a lifestyle thing. Really could have been cool. Yoga on a yacht. Love that idea. So she's trying to now figure out, this is turning into a long video. She's trying to figure out how she can keep her shit together. I cursed, sorry. How she can keep her finances together. She is getting her ducks in a row. She doesn't have anything. It's like almost like scraping together crumbs. They're not in a good financial situation. I've in other readings I've seen that. Just not in a good financial situation. They're really, really trying to figure out how to make A plus B equal $signs, which is, it's sad. I feel bad for him. We all make mistakes. We all get ourselves into financial, well, I shouldn't say all of us, not all of us do, but, people do get themselves into financial situations that they can't get out of, or they bite off more than they can chew. Big house in Montecito. There are things that you can correct if you recognize that you made a mistake. First thing, just like any of your 12 steps, first thing you got to do is admit you made a mistake, which is not what I see happening. I see the Justice and the Seven of Cups. So those of you that follow me know that I also follow Tarot by Andy, and she actually changed my perspective of this card. It was being dazzled by many gifts, and to be sure, just in this deck, like this is just, she kind of changed my perspective on this card for some of my readings. The Seven of Cups is usually dazzled by choices, overwhelmed by choices. That's a traditional meaning. But Tarot by Andy is so cute. She calls this gaslighting, and she's right. So in a lot of readings, what we come up with is this is creating subterfuge and covering your tracks and making things appear as they're not. Like Wag the Dog, if you are familiar with that movie. So in this case, it's gaslighting. So we've got the Justice card, and that usually means legal proceedings, things happening that are formalized. Sometimes it can be, sometimes it comes up for me for marriage. The time it comes up for bankruptcy, divorce, and those kinds of things. So, it looks like she is getting her ducks in a row because they don't have much. And I don't think she likes not having much. She didn't have much to begin with. But, nobody wants to be totally broke with 2 kids, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. No, I do believe that they had children. I'm not one of them. I do believe that they had kids by whatever means, but I do think that they have children. But I think everybody took a page out of Brad and Angelina's book when they had their first kid, and first natural child, I should say, and they held back photos and they did the photo shoot, and then they donated the money that they got for the scoop to a charity, which I think is wonderful. But now, like, everybody does it. It's like, oh, you can't see my baby. You can't see my baby until, we get paid for it. Like, oh, come on, get over yourself. There's a whole thing with privacy, and I think when you start selling photos of your children, or you start doing contrived photo shoots, it's a little icky. There's something a little icky to that. Family business or no, I just think it's a little bit icky. But so let's see if she's getting ready to split. Now, I've been getting, she's getting her ducks in a row for a while now. Just terrible. So those of you that know my mom says, my husband loves this saying, if you have a good husband, blind him in one eye. If you have a bad one, blind him in both. It's really terrible. I don't follow that advice, but we quote her often. She may be trying to blind him in one eye. So she getting ready to split. She figuring out how to split. My gut says she may be getting things in order, but I don't think this is happening anytime soon. Yeah, okay. All right. So she knows that he's not going to be this creative, fun guy. Like, he botched the one line she gave him. I don't know who the interview was with, but instead of saying generational pain, he said genetic pain. He got the G right. But he's just not, he should just be fun party guy. I know that sounds terrible. Like, hey, you're just a party guy. Like, just go have a good time. But wow, like, who wouldn't want that? Like, you just go and have a good time and have somebody pay your way. It's great. Might not be entirely fulfilling, but, read a lot of books, I guess, he's just not a celebrity. Like he's just not. He just doesn't have the ability to be that kind of actor and to fake it. Like when he gets mad, everyone knows. His face like thunder. He looks really angry. She wants to be secure. She wants to secure her legacy. She wants to secure the rest of her life so that she can either finance projects that she wants to do privately, so that she can live in a very big, comfortable house. She wants that big, comfortable house. I get that fortress concept from her. Like she just wants to have a fortress and have it be exclusive. She doesn't want anybody in there. It's a really odd feeling because she wants people to be peeking over the castle walls, but she doesn't want them in there. It's such a weird dichotomy of emotion. She wants everyone to pay attention. She wants them looking over the walls, but she wants them to go away at the same time. So strange. Making decisions. This Lover's card is upright. It does not feel upright to me. I pulled it upright. It does not feel upright. There's a tearing that I feel with this. So she is tearing away. And we got, and this another card that was renamed by another reader that I follow, Alicia Wicker. This is Sneaky Snacker. I love when she says Sneaky Snacker. But this is again a 7 card. We already had the 7 of Cups, and we've got now the 7 of Swords. So there's stuff going on behind the scenes. I'll pull them up together. So the 7s are very interesting. 7s are very unsettled. Sorry, I've got the light in a weird spot. 7s are unsettled. 7s are reevaluating, trying to move on to another level, pruning sometimes. The 7 of Pentacles is a gentleman looking at his garden. It's yielding fruit, but it's time to harvest. It's time to prune. It's time to get that stuff out of there. Figure out what you did right. Figure out what you did wrong. That's what's going on right now. She's figuring out what she did right. She's figuring out what she did wrong. So are they going to make it through the year? Let's see if they'll make it to 2022. We're almost at the end of the year. We have a few months. Will they make it to the end of the year? Another 7. Not even kidding. 7 of Pentacles. I didn't even do that. Like I'm not like a magician with card tricks. It's another 7. 7s also, I want you to consider when we get the numbered cards, or the pips, as we call them, the pips. When we get those number cards, they numerology wise will take you through a progression. So from ace to 10, 9 really is like the best of the best. And then 10 is moving on to, 10 is completion and moving on. So when we're at 7 is that readjustment. We're going to readjust and figure out where we're going to go from there. So we got Queen of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, 9 of Pentacles in reverse. She is not settled. This is one of my favorite cards. I know I probably will say that like in every video for like all kinds of cards. But the 9 of Pentacles is the kept woman. One of the cool things about her, I don't know if you can see it. She has a falcon in her hand and he's hooded. She is in a walled garden. She has everything she needs. She's very glamorous and gorgeous and well kept, well fed, well groomed. But she's in a walled garden. So this is giving up freedom for creature comforts, for being very, very very well kept but secluded. So she's in reverse. So this is like an isolation without that financial security, without that that surety that she's going to be well cared for. So she's in the isolation. She's, you know, one of the things about Meghan Markle I always found is she's like a fake it till you make it kind of girl. You know, she wants to dress for the job that she wants. She wants to, you know, put on the guise, and she's just going to fake it till she makes it. And she's just going to work her way through that. You know, doesn't necessarily work sometimes. You know, sometimes like, you can play that part, but you know, there's a point where you got to say, hey, like, I'm not going to do it because it's not working. Right now, she's playing the part of a multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever. She's in this beautiful home. She is, you know, doing the videos, you know, having the occasional friend on there doing a video with her. You know, that the video that she did for her 40 by 40 was very, very reminiscent of the Queen's broadcasts, Her Royal Majesty, Queen Elizabeth. So Her Royal Highness or Majesty, I'm not sure. I'm not English. So, you know, she's kind of faking it until she makes it, which is kind of creepy because like people think it's single white female thing, like the movie. But, you know, she's just, like there's no substance there. Like she's, you know, and I feel the money draining. I feel all of the money draining. I feel like it's all disappearing. There's really not a lot there, which is really terrible. This is a victory card. Okay. But, she had it in reverse. This is in reverse. Not victorious. She's not successful. She has not accomplished what she wanted to. She really is struggling to manifest her dreams, manifest those concepts. And I think she thought it was going to be very easy. She would have the key to the lock and she would put it in and whoo, and you're there and everything happens and everything's wonderful. You know, she did the wrong things. She did the wrong things. And, you know, part of it was, you know, my day job is in sales. Salespeople typically overpromise, underproduce. It's unfortunate, but that's, you know, that's what you have happen in sales a lot of the time. You know, integrity is something that sets apart those people. So having this level of integrity, where, you know, you do understand your limitations, you understand where you are, you know, taking inventory. I tell people all the time, I'm a B student. Like, I'm a B student. I'm not an A+ student. I'm a B student. I'm a really good cook, but I'm still a B student. You know, like, I'll make a beautiful meal and sometimes I'll have to, you know, present on like a crappy plate. So I, you know, it's okay. You know, like self-realization, it's great. You know, I'm a B student. I'm okay with that. I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm not the smartest woman in the world. I'm not the best salesperson in the world. I'm pretty good at tarot, but I'm still like a B student. She needs to realize that she's a B student. Here's her inventory. All right, so there's all these sevens. Seven. We got all these sevens. You know, this is all time for her to reevaluate financial, emotional. Again, this is gaslighting. She is making some plans. She's reevaluating and making some plans behind the scenes. She's being sneaky about it. She's reevaluating and being sneaky about it. But this is a sure sign that she's doing some serious evaluation, and she's not at the end yet. She's not at the finish line. Unfortunately, the finish line is going to be a bad thing for Harry, but she's not at the finish line yet. I do have a prediction for what is going to happen with them. You know, I do think that the royal family is going to cut him off. There's been a lot of buzz about that, and I think they're going to cut him off for a couple of reasons. I think they need to strip him down. Like, I think he needs to be stripped down all the way to basic, you know, human, just like when you go into the service and they strip you down and rebuild you. I think they need to do that, but I think also they're doing it to protect him because of the divorce laws in the United States. In California, you know, it's like a 50%. So I believe that's a community property state, but I'm not sure. I did live there, but you know, whatever. But I think that they want to bankrupt him before he gets divorced so that he doesn't have anything. They can deal with whatever happens in the future once he's back there and he's more on his own turf and in a better place. So, and I keep throwing my cards all over the place. Well, that's like a super long reading, so I am going to post this. If any of you would like to get a reading, I will post below my link to my scheduler. If anyone wants to use the Gen 10 discount code, I will give you 10% off if you are a friend of Jen. So that's one of my buddies here online. So I hope everyone has a great day. Magical morning to y'all. And I'll see if I can do another one tomorrow. And we'll keep catching up. If you have any recommendations for readings, just post below as well. You know, do celebrity readings, current events. I got to be a little bit careful because sometimes they block you if you put certain things online. Like, not allowed to talk about things that get people sick because they will shut me down. So hope everybody has a great day. Look for the link. Talk to you soon.